TheTexasDeacon here. Thank you for joining me. This lesson I am entitling The Christian Survivalist Commercially Canned Food Part 2. If you watch the first part of this, which I called an introduction, I said there'll probably be 6 parts. Well, I'm realizing it may go over 6, and I don't know how many it's going to go to, but we're going to do whatever it takes. As I said in the introduction, the word survivalist is almost a dirty word, and it seems Christianity is becoming a dirty word in the news media these days. In the first lesson, I talked about the mental picture we get when we hear the term survivalist. And it's this old boy that's got tons of food, 1,000 gallons of water, more guns and ammo than some third world nations, and this big 4-wheel drive pickup, and at the first sign of danger, he loads everything up, his family and a dog, and they head for the mountains where they dig in and plan to stay for the next year to 3 years, or ever how long it takes, and going to shoot anybody that comes within 10 miles of them. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about everyday people doing a little preparedness. That's all it is to it. Because they understand that there will be a disaster coming. They just don't know when or don't know how severe this disaster is going to be. Also, too, we know a lot of people that have had what I call personal disasters. Their spouse loses their job. They lose their job. Or both husband and wife lose their job. You have a disaster. This is all covered in my introduction video, Christian Survivalist Introduction. Check it out if you haven't already, okay? And you are probably watching me on the Lone Star 1776 channel. Rudy is very gracious in picking up my videos. That's where I get the vast majority of my hits. But please be informed, I do have my own channel, The Texas Deacon, so that's the best place to pick up my bygone programs right there. Real easy. Check it out. Commercially canned food, the supermarket. Only buy those things that you will eat and normally eat. Don't waste a whole lot of money on things that you think you ought to be stocking up on. It was not something that you don't eat normally. Spend very little on these other items that I said you don't normally eat. Now, I have a stock myself of, not a real big one, not big enough, of rice, beans, grits, and oatmeal. Now, I cook beans in the crock pot about twice a year. Oatmeal I eat a little in the wintertime. Rice and grits I mainly cook for my dog with meat flavoring when I can get it. But hey, it's okay to have a little of that stuff. It's not very expensive, and it goes a long way. Now, there's what I call the friends of long-term storage. And they are cool, dry, dark, and rotation. And of course, the enemies are the exact opposite. Heat, moisture, light, and no rotation. When you bring food home, canned from the supermarket, write a date on them. Now, they will all say on the end, like this one says, November 15, 2012. You can get a magnifying glass, you can read it with your glasses, but however, if you're looking for it in a pantry or something, it's better to write 11/12 on it. That's what I do. It tells me 11th month, 12th year, that this is the freshness date. Now, also, too, understand that just because it's past its so-called freshness date, it still is good for sometime many years after. As long as it's dry, cool, until you put the date on them. If they have to sit out on a kitchen counter for a month till you get around to putting a date on them, then so be it. Very important. Now, I have put together a little something here that you might find interesting. I do. I once knew a man that told me about this. He was part of a religious group that was very strong on a family being self-reliant and self-sufficient, and so there would not be a burden on the church, their extended family, friends, neighbors, the government, whatever. They had to look after themselves. And this is just a small model of what would be almost 4 feet by 4 feet square, depending on the size of your bed. You have to design it to fit under your bed. I just do this together. And how it works is, on the front, if you'll notice, it says chili and manwich, which happen to be the things that I have in my pantry. A lot of a million your thing. So, what you do is, when you bring the item home, you have your marker, you put the date on it, and let's see, manwich was over here. Chili is over here. There we go. Now, this is not a pantry or a cabinet. This is where you supply your kitchen. You keep your pantry, your cabinet, like it always is, well stocked. And this is an addition. This is, you might kind of look up on as your own personal supermarket. What you do is, it goes from here to your kitchen. For example, you need to restock your cabinets. Here you go, you take some stuff out. Well, on your next trip to the supermarket, here you come in with some and you restock your own little personal supermarket, I call it. Your goal is to keep your kitchen, your pantry, your cabinets stocked as you do now, well stocked, and keep this at least 90% stocked. Again, like I say, you will have to design this to fit under your particular bed. I don't know whether you have a single bed, a double bed, a queen size, or a king size. And I don't know the width of the cans that you normally keep, so this thing just made every piece of plyboard into 1x2. Very easy to build. Okay, now, be sure to watch all my programs. You're going to learn a lot. Even if you don't learn a thing, I'm going to learn a lot getting them together, and to me that's important. We should always be learning, okay? There will be more to come, and I hope they'll get more interesting. May God bless America. May God bless the Republic of Texas, and may God bless you and yours.